Today's agricultural fact of the day: one way to test if eggs are still good to eat is the float test. A fresher egg typically sinks to the bottom of the glass, where older eggs typically float. Fresh eggs sink because they are more dense than water. As an egg ages, the yolk and the white start to decompose, and some decomposition produces gases. It doesn't float because of the gas, but as gas is produced, it escapes out of the egg pores, which therefore causes the egg to lose mass. The test is more reliable using cold water versus room temperature or hot water, and salt water would also change the results, so don't use salt water. On my fact from 2 weeks ago, there were a lot of comments regarding this. Yes, I already knew this fact, and I feel like most people know this fact. As with anything, there's always going to be critics, and I am providing essentially free education by doing my egg facts of the day, but it's not enough for some people. This isn't a guarantee. You can still end up with a bad egg, even if it does sink in this water. I always recommend cracking an egg in a bowl before putting it into a pan or into a mixing bowl if you're using it for baking. This also prevents accidentally using double yolkers for recipes. I made Christmas cookies a couple of months ago, and I accidentally used a double yolker, and it changed the result of my product. But I made sure to track down the science behind this so that you all understood why this happens. It doesn't float just because air gets into the egg, but the eggshell is a porous surface. So if you didn't know that, now you know. It can also pick up off flavors. So if you have specific overly potent things in your refrigerator like garlic, it can pick up that flavor inside of the egg. Anyway, I wanted to make you all aware of this opportunity that we are providing our students at the school that I teach at. My FFA chapter received a grant called Hatching the Future. We submitted this grant last spring. Basically, what this grant funds is the purchase of 6 incubators and brooder setups to put donated hatching eggs into. We place these incubators in classrooms around the school, and we will rotate them through classrooms over the next couple of months. Of course, I was out the last 2 days, and the first set of chicks started hatching out yesterday. So I was getting some phone calls, messages, emails, but my classroom, an English classroom, and a special ed classroom have hatched out. Next week, we will not have any chicks hatching out in this project because that would have been the week over February break when we were not in school. However, upon return from February break, I set 4 more incubators. So the following week, the week of March 18th, things are about to get crazy. What are we doing with the resulting chicks from this hatching project? Well, we have sent home educational materials to the parents of the kids that are in the classrooms that have the incubators, making them aware of the opportunity that they have. The hatching eggs have been donated by my farm, which is NPIP AI tested yearly and is healthy, and they are barnyard mixed chicks. The idea with this project is that this is a way to get the local students in our school to be able to start their own chickens at a reduced rate. In order for kids to take home these chicks, they do have to have a verified note from a parent, or the parents have to send me an email that is verified, and they also have to pay a $2 donation to our FFA chapter. So my farm donates them with the intent that the FFA will eventually benefit from this. As of right now, the chicks from the 3 classrooms that have currently hatched out have a home and are going home with that student today. So I will just quickly show you my brooder setup, and I purchased, this is not the setup that all the other teachers have. I'll make sure that I have pictures and videos to show you of what the other setups look like that these other teachers have. But this is a very convenient setup for my agriculture classroom specifically. So all the other classrooms have heat plates, but I have a heat lamp. This is secured. It's not going to fall. It's not, obviously, we've used this for months now. There's no real hazard to it. It is safely secured to the top of that. This cage I got off of Amazon. If you need the link, I can share the link. And these little feeders and waterers are key. Those feeders and waterers have a large enough capacity that I don't have to worry about the chicks running out of food and water, because these incubators that I use are only 22 capacity incubators. So really at any given time, I never have 100% hatch rate, but with the chicks that have hatched out so far out of this group, there's only 6. So I'll have to keep an eye on the other eggs. I kind of figured that some of them were not fertile. I haven't done a test hatch in so long, I wasn't really sure what to expect. Now, what happens to the chicks that don't have homes? My agricultural education facility at school is literally days from being completed. So if there are any chicks in the future that don't end up with a home by Friday afternoon, they're going to that ag barn and we are raising them up, and then we will either sell started pullets, we will send the roosters to the auction, or if people decide that they want to purchase them straight run, less than 8 weeks old before I can sex them, then that is an option. Roosters will be sent to our local auction, and as I've stated before, they do bring pretty decent money. Roosters are not a lost product here. We have an auction that they will bring anywhere from $8 to $30, depending on the size, maturity, the coloring. It's really nice that we have this opportunity. So I know that there's a lot of critics on here, and there will be people that say, but what if they aren't well taken care of? The students that are taking them home are educated on this, and I verify that when the parents communicate with me. Any that are left over will absolutely have a home. So there you go. I hope you learned something today.